All right, so this video is going to be about what you think is the 5-minute fix that's never the 5-minute fix. So it ended up as it started as a 76 Coronet video, which we're going to do tomorrow, but it ended up how much of a nightmare an easy fix can be on a car. So hope you enjoy. All right, first off, it's very nice of the previous owner of the car, Bob, to give me a headlight. So now we're going to change the headlight out. So to be honest, I've never done a headlight on a 1976 Dodge Coronet, but they're all about the same. There's a big metal ring that holds the headlight in, and then on this car, it has a separate headlight bezel with some screws that have to come out. All right, that wasn't too hard. Just 4 screws around the perimeter. The headlight bezel comes right out. So I use my Snap-on Chrysler Master Parts Phillips. And then once you get in here, you can get to the 3 screws that hold the headlight ring together. And you gotta be careful because it doesn't matter which way it goes. They're offset holes. But it's pretty dirty in here, so I'm probably gonna clean this at the same time after I get the headlight out. So taking the headlight out, make sure you get the ones with the stainless tab. That or the headlight aimers, which, assuming the car's been driven, should be okay. And there's 3, and all you have to do is loosen these screws, and then it just slides right off. Okay, remember I said this is a 5-minute job? This is why it takes so long to restore a car, because nothing's ever a 5-minute job. So this tab down here, the screw was so frozen, it bent the tab back, and this broke at the same time. And that thing's super rusty. So luckily, previous owner, again, had a complete setup here, and you know what? I'm just gonna put this in because it's in way better shape. So to take this out, you take those other screws off, there, and there, and the whole thing will come out. The only tricky part is you gotta get that spring back on there, but that's not a huge deal. And this is why we can't have nice things. So that adjuster there just fall through the back, and that has nothing to hold on to. Now I need to either find another one or fish out where that fell out. All right, this video was gonna be about the 76 Coronet, but I'm changing gears. The new theme here is when the 5-minute fix is not the 5-minute fix. All I had to do was change the headlight on this, and on the original one, this screw right here completely stripped out and was rusty and frozen. Okay, no problem. Let's go to plan B. I have a whole headlight bucket here that's in much better shape. Great, go and put it in. So there's 3 screws holding the headlight ring in, and right here is a plastic clip holding that on. And when I barely touched it, this is what happened to the plastic clip. So, fortunately I'm a hoarder. I have all sorts of random headlight hardware. None of that's right. So, fortunately, I'm a hoarder. So, this is a pretty neat cabinet of fasteners and stuff. This actually has some headlight adjusters in them, but they are not correct. I also have some super cool vintage Mopar cabinets with NOS parts in them. And luckily, I'm fairly certain this is our guy from one of the dealers we cleaned out in Towner, North Dakota. Because if I didn't have these, I'd pretty much be up a creek, because these are unique to the later 70s B-bodies with the fiberglass nose, because you can't use metal on them because it takes out the fiberglass. So now we're going to open up holy grail of NOS parts and cross your fingers. Hopefully this one works. This is like opening a new toy in the package. Is it going to be worth less after? I don't care. We need parts. So these are not quite correct. So you can see here's the original broken one, and then this one, but it's very close. I'm pretty sure I can make it work here. So you can see I've already damaged the fiberglass a little bit trying to put a metal one in, which was a really bad idea. Well, looks like it's going to be okay. So now we're going to vacuum this out and get it all nice and clean. All right, clean enough. Now time to see if this thing will go back in. So what you have to do on here is, again, you want to put those, just go right over the screws and then slide over left and you tighten them up. All right, headlight going back in. The tricky part is I've got to get that hook over that for the tension for the adjuster. All right, and then you plug it back in. Yeah, you can get lucky sometimes. So basically, the edge of it has to go in there, and there's a little like washer thing behind. And then sometimes they slip in. This time I had to take both screws all the way out to get those back in. So there's basically the screw, and then there's the spring back there that kind of tensions it. All right, like new. And I still need to aim these, but unfortunately, Evan has to get that beautiful Monaco wagon out to get that on the lift. More on that later. All right, and now we're into the 5-minute job. Now we have to aim the headlights, which basically you just put them up against the door and make sure they're pretty even, because the other side's the same. And then all you have to do to aim them is that screw goes in and that screw goes in until they're about right. So now we put the headlight bezel back on. All right, headlight bezel back on, all done. The 5-minute fix took over an hour, and let that be a lesson to you. There are no 5-minute fixes on old cars. At least it seems that way.